Blood Bowl. On the left, you have the Maine Bloodhorns. On the right, you have the Go For It's. Now, this is a Games Workshop game. It's the literal version of fantasy football. It's orcs and goblins and elves, ogres, all these different teams playing a bastardized version of American football. The goal is to get the ball from one end of the field to the other, score a touchdown, and but it's got more of a free-flowing feel to it, like say soccer or basketball, as in there aren't starts and stops and plays. What you do have are what are called turnovers, which is basically whenever your team screws up. If, like, your guy tries to throw the ball, but he screws up and he misses, or you trip or something like that happens, then it's the other person's turn. This is a turn-based game, and each person has 4 minutes to make all their moves. Sometimes some people play with 2-minute limits. But, yeah, that's what we're going to be watching. I have a chaos team. They're basically these 4 big, burly, evil-looking guys right here. Or actually, 3. I guess I only have 3 for this match. Plus this scary Minotaur dude. And a whole bunch of horrible, deformed goat men. And I am going to be facing off against these dwarves. This person's name is, I don't remember off the top of my head. The name of his team are the Go For It's. As I said before, the name of my team is the Maine Bloodhorns. I'm from Maine, why not? And yeah, I'm going to be setting up to receive. Now, this would be a lot more fun if I had a co-commentator. You know, it's why in sports broadcasting it's sort of a given that happens. And what you're seeing right now is time where we're both setting up. I'm going to speed up time a little bit. There, everyone gets in position. Okay. Now this stunty dwarf dude is going to kick the ball, and I'm going to try and receive it with one of my 2 horribly deformed goat men. And then my plan here is to just bash my way through all these dwarves. Here, let me put their names up. There. The Beef is the latest addition to my team. He's awesome. He's a cow. Alright. Now, he kicked the ball high. It's going to land off the field. When that happens, I'm allowed to put the ball in the hands of anyone I choose. Now, there's also a log here that shows different events that happened. I got lucky, and I got this quick snap event, which means I can move all of my guys who aren't directly in the tackle zone of another player 1 square. Now, you can see there's a grid here, and in all the squares surrounding someone, if you try and move through it, they have the opportunity to block you, which is basically throwing a punch at your face and making you land on your ass. There's a lot of rules to this game. It's one of those things where the mechanics are pretty simple once you pick it up, but then it takes a while to master. All the teams play very differently. The Chaos team is kind of a strong, bashy team, and the Dwarven team is even more so in a sense. They're very slow, they're very hard to injure. They're the slowest team in the game, but they're very tough. Now, the ball landed off field, and I chose to give it to my boy here, Goatface Magoo. Now, the goal here is going to be to try and move old Goatface down and score a touchdown. I think I can break away pretty well. And right now, I wish you could see the die rolls as they pop up. Normally, there's a big little GUI element that pops up that shows the results of all the die rolls. I haven't figured out how to get it up in the replays. So right now, the Beef, my crazy Minotaur, is trying to plow through and pretty much anchor these dwarves to him. So if they try and move out of his tackle zone, he'll have a chance to whomp them, knock them down, and switch it to my turn. My strong guys here, Sergio Beatface and Peluvius Hacksworth and Antonius Pike and Adonai Axefist, they're the ones who do most of the beating down. Okay, Now, Go Face Magoo, I decide to blitz with him. In this game, one turn, you can move and attack someone. Normally, you can only just attack them if they're right next to you. Now, Go Face Magoo smacked that dwarf right on his ass, but he tripped and dropped the ball. It hurt himself pretty bad in the process. There's a lot to explain. If you move farther than your normal movement allowance, you can move theoretically up to 2 more grids beyond it, but you have to roll a 6-sided die to move into each of those zones, and on a 1, you fall and you hurt yourself. Or potentially hurt yourself. Now, he went to get the ball, he screwed up, and now it's my turn again. It switched to his turn because I dropped the ball. I'm trying to cram as much info in on this game as I can as it's going, so you'll have to forgive me here. So now I gotta get this ball, and I gotta beat a path to it. My Minotaur, who has Strength 5, which is very high. Most players in the game have Strength 3. Even like my deformed goatees have Strength 3. The higher your strength, the better your chances are of doing damage. Joey Bleetsworth is charging this dwarf Jarlond, trying to blitz him, knock him on his ass. Will he do it? I don't know. I don't really remember. Yes, he will. He will smack him right down. Now, another cool thing about this game is it's persistent when you play online. Everyone gains experience, they level up, they get new skills, and they can get injured or even killed. So there's a small but active community around this game. It's a lot of fun. Alright. Now, I wasn't able to knock him on his ass. I was able to push him back. So I'm just slowly kind of working the line here, trying to get through. Now, an interesting thing about my goatmen is they have a strength of 3, but when they blitz, because they have horns, they have a strength of 4. So everyone on my team blitzes with at least a strength of 4, which is really cool. However, Chaos doesn't really have a lot of skills to start out. Like, some people have a skill called Block, which is really useful. Because one of the results you can roll when you're attacking people is both down, which means both the attacker and the defender fall on their asses. And when that happens, normally it's the end of your turn. It's a turnover. But if you have the Block skill, you don't fall over, only they do. So it really helps. There's a lot of different results that you can get from trying to block someone. There's both down, there's defender stumbles, which means they fall down, but they might have a certain skill that'll keep them up. Then there's just the defender falls, and there's nothing they can do about it. They're on their ass. There's defender is moved, which means you get to push them into an adjacent square and decide to follow up or not. And then there's the attack just messes up. You know, you roll a 1 and you fall on your ass. Now, you can also use re-rolls. You can buy them before the match. I've used 1 out of 3 re-rolls, and the dwarf team has used none of their re-rolls. Boy, it sounds like I'm trying to cram a lot of information down, and I am. It's tough. Alright, so this guy's trying to blitz me. Joey Bleetsworth is trying to pick up the ball. Will this blitz work? Nope. They both had the block skill, so he must have rolled both down, and they both just bounced off each other. Now, Jarlon, this asshole, he just picked up the ball. This presents a problem for me. Now, fortunately, dwarves move at a speed of 4. So he's got to haul it all the way down here. But it's my drive, right? I don't want him to score on my drive, and I don't want him to take up time, because the game is over after 16 turns. At 8 turns, it's halftime, and it switches over, and the team that received on the first half kicks to the team on the second half that kicked off on the first. That didn't sound like it made sense, but trust me, it did. So I don't want to be tied up. I don't want for my entire turn, because he can pull a victory off, or at least put himself in a very good position if he can just keep me from scoring this entire round. for the next 6 turns. And if he does that, then I kick off to him, and he has possession of the ball. Okay, now he tried to attack the beef, my crazy Minotaur, but it didn't work. He got his ass stomped. Now, an interesting thing about the Minotaur is there's a chance that they will just go crazy because they're wild animals. It's a 50-50 chance. If that happens, they don't get to do anything. But if they punch something or charge someone, it's only a 1 in 6 chance. So it's worth it. Now, Goatface Magoo, speaking of charging, he just blitzed that guy and knocked him out. He KO'd him. The guy isn't seriously injured, but he's out of the game for a while. So he's down a player unless he has a replacement, which I don't know if he does or not. So Goatface Magoo and Joey Bleetsworth are trying to put some pressure on this guy. He's still got the ball, but he's only 3 spaces away from the touchdown area I need to get to. And for him to leave, he has to dodge out of one of my tackle zones. So this guy's got a problem. Of course, this crazy guy, this Troll Slayer with a whole bunch of skills, is, creeping up. I got to be mindful of that. There's a whole different game going on down the line. I'm just trying to... see, he screwed up. He got a 1 on his wild animal roll, so the beef isn't doing anything this turn. But what are you going to do? Alright, Adonai's going to try and punch his dwarf in the face, and... yeah, Dane did a good job. And if your guys are adjacent to someone who is being attacked, they can combine their strength and attack harder, which means that if your strength is significantly over the strength of the person you're attacking, then you'll roll more dice and get to have more options to choose. Now, Remington Steele, another of my star players, ran up to this fat, orange-bearded dwarf asshole in order, again, to tie him up. So if he wants to get to my other players here, he has to take a chance on jumping out of this Remington Steele's tackle zone. Now, I moved Antonius up too, so now he has 2 tackle zones he has to try and get out of if he wants to leave, which means he has to roll twice the chance of failing and falling on his ass and causing a turnover. So a lot of this game is about positioning. It's not necessarily about attacking, although attacking is fun too, but it's about bogging down your opponent and trying to look long-term. It's strategy as well as tactics. Alright, what's going on here? Am I forgetting anybody? I don't think so. Get this grid off the field here for a second. Okay. Reggie Snoutberg is moving up. I do apologize. There will be periods where it doesn't look like much is happening, mainly because this is a direct replay of the game, and we're both thinking and trying not to make stupid decisions as best we can, and sometimes that results in some pauses before anything happens. Alright. The Horn and Horns McCoy are dealing with these 2 guys down here. You can see sort of the naming scheme I had going on here. And it's his turn now. I didn't get a turnover, but my guys ran out of things to do. And I passed it over to him. Now, he managed to run away from my guy. He had to take a chance. I could have tripped him up, but he managed to make his roll. Now, again, I can't really envision a way that he's going to make it all the way to my end zone here, mainly because dwarves are not good passers, and they're not good. I say that just to see through the ball. I forgot that happened. Never mind. They can pull it off in a pinch. But they also move very slowly. Like I said, they have a movement of 4 without going for it, which means taking a chance on these dice zones. Now, Olak is trying to blitz Horns McCoy, and he doesn't knock him over. He only manages to push him back. And he chooses not to follow up, but to try and run around. So now I'm miffed at this point, right? Because I had such an easy touchdown up here, but I had to go for it. I had to roll a 1. I had to fall on my ass. This could have been I still can't believe we're screwing around with this drive here. And so now I have to. He is, like I said, he's probably not going to score, but he's getting dangerously close to, you know, the center line of the pitch here. And almost all my resources, all my dudes are tied up over here. And this guy just kicked my goat dude in the balls. I mean, what did he do to deserve that? He's a deformed, horrible goat, man. He's got it bad enough as it is. Jesus. And Olak, what's going on over here? All right. Remington Steel and Gulen Stock Troll, whatever, are about to throw down, it looks like. Oh, no one can get the goods on Remington Steel. He screwed up. It's my turn. All right, what are the Maine Bloodhorns going to do this round? How are we going to try and bounce back from this? I don't really remember. I got my coffee. I like my coffee. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell to do here. And it's also about what order to do things in, too, because, again, if you screw up, it's the other person's turn. So you want to do your high-risk stuff near the end of your turn, after you've done all the safe stuff, after you've just moved guys without confrontation, without trying to get through zones. All right, Horns McCoy and Adonai Axe Fist are going to beat the crap out of this guy. But I got a both down roll. He was able to block. Adonai is going to try and blitz. And I guess he's going to blitz this Karen guy and hope to get around. If he can pull it off, let's see. Yeah, he knocks him on his stunty little ass. And how's he going to follow up? Is he going to follow up? Yes, he is. He ran around all their tackle zones, and now, bam, he planted himself right in this guy's face. So these squares right here, he's got covered if he tries to run through. Now, there's no penalty for running into a square adjacent to an opponent, but running out of it or through it will cause you problems. All right, so now I'm trying to set up a trap here, and I'm moving my relatively fast goat men around this side. Antonius Pike has a clear path through, and now he's connected up with the ball carrier. He's on the same, he's adjacent to him in a tackle zone, so if the ball carrier decides to run, again, he has to take a chance and try and dodge out. And dodging is based on your agility. I think at agility 3, you can see at the bottom of the screen, you need a 4+ to dodge out. So it's a 50-50 chance. It's a hell of a risk to take. All right, Reggie Snoutberg is coming down to just sort of try and contain this pocket over here of guys. I think at this point I'm feeling pretty confident about stopping him, mainly due to these two guys here. All right, the Beef smashes Faldrin in the face. And Sergio Beatface is going to try and, well, beat some face on Landlid here. And he does. He does. Look at that. Look at that. All right, Pluvius Hacksworth is throwing down. Ooh, now, this guy has many more stars than these guys. That means he's going to be out for a round, a turn of game time. These guys will be able to get up next turn. No, won't be able to do much, but they can stand up. This guy, no, he needs an extra turn. All right, Goatface Magoo is coming around to lend support behind the pitch line. And I think that's about it for my version of turn 4. Yes. So, let's see, what are the Gophers going to do? Sounds like Gophers. It's a weird name. All right. I don't know what this guy's plan is. Just to move over there. And there's just sort of a back and forth beating going on here. Now, one of the ways you gain experience in this game is by injuring other players. Not just knocking them down, but actually hurting them. You can also get experience. Oh, blocked again. You can also get experience by passing, scoring touchdowns, doing interceptions, things of that sort. All right, he got shifted around a little bit. Got pushed. Oh, he made it. That slippery little bastard. He got away from Antonius. Look at this guy. He is working his way down the ball field. Oh, Jarlin smacked Remington Steele down. He rolled both down, but he had block and Remington didn't. These two are going at it. He managed to push Sergio back, but no harm done. And he got to attack again. I think he had a skill for it, but Sergio wasn't having any of it and smashed him right down. All right, and Adonai is going to blitz this guy, and we're going to end this right here. Come on, Adonai, you can do it. Yes, and the ball is loose. Now, it's also difficult to pick up the ball if you're in someone else's tackle zone. He has to move into the tackle zone, period, before we can do anything else. So now the ball's out, but it's going to be really tricky to pick it up. And I want to score before the 8th turn. I mean, this is turning into a nightmare. Do you remember when Goatface Magoo had the ball, like right here, and he was right there, where that big pile of blood is? That was probably his? I mean, Christ almighty. And it turned into this disaster. I should also say, I've only played this game maybe like 7 or 8 times. I started playing it about 4 days ago. The beef came through, and he injured this guy who was badly hurt. He earned 2 points for doing that, and this guy is out of the game. Now, Minotaurs get so wound up about beating people that if they just push someone back, they automatically follow up and get to attack again. That's why I love the beef so much. I mean, look at this guy. He is just awesome. All right. So, Goatface Magoo managed to slip into this tackle zone and grab the ball. What is going to happen? And he throws it to Sergio Beatface, but Sergio ain't no catcher. He doesn't have any good catching skills. Fumbles it, goes right through his hands. He seems pleased with himself, but he shouldn't be. The ball's right there. Now, the good news is that, the bad news is that it's a turnover because he screwed up, so now it's the Dwarf's turn. The good news is there's no one really around him, around the ball. And I've got a nice line of deformed goatmen here keeping everyone back. This guy he's in 2 tackle zones. All right, this guy's going to try and come down and contest. He went for it. He got lucky. He didn't roll a 1. They're going at it. Oh, man. Horns McCoy takes a dirt nap. And this guy's trying to come in and crowd the ball. And same here. You got this wall of... Oh, he tried to pick it up. His sure hands fumbled it, and he tossed it right into Sergio Beatface's hands. Sergio picked it up. It's now a turnover. But, of course, he's got this guy right in his face. So what are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about that? We are going to charge. We're going to blitz with the beef. Oh. Pushed him back. Gets to attack again because of his frenzy. And clocks him. Now, Sergio is effectively out of any tackle zones. But his path forward is a little unsure. He's got 2 turns to make a touchdown. Remington Steele moves up in front of the pocket. And what is Sergio going to do? He must be feeling the pressure now. Big, burly Chaos Warrior and all that armor. He's got the ball. The pressure's on. It's almost halftime. He's surrounded by drunk, angry dwarves. On a fool's errand, trying to complete a touchdown that should have been easy. And he opts to move around the pocket, around the left side of the pitch, which is probably the best of his possible options now. Joey Bleetsworth moves down to throw yet another tackle zone on Durack, and Faldrin is caught up by Peluvius Hacksworth. The rest of the team is putting up a pretty effective meat wall on 1, 2, 3, 4 on a whole bunch of dwarven interlopers, and the Beef is even managing to guard this Troll Slayer here. But they've been lucky with their dog trolls before. Reggie Stoutberg goes and puts a smackdown on that guy, whatever his name is, Durack. That's one less dwarf in the way. Now Peluvius moves in to try and take out Faldrin. Will he do it? No, he won't. He will get knocked down. And it is now the dwarf's turn. With 2 turns remaining in the first half, Faldrin moves up and crowds Sergio. I'm curious as to why he didn't blitz. Maybe he just didn't have the range. No. Maybe he just must not have been confident about being able to blitz him, because I believe Sergio is 1 strength higher than this dwarf, which makes it harder. Okay, now this guy, because he's got assistance, is going to go after Sergio. He blitzes him, knocks him down, and knocks the ball loose. What a disaster. But he can't pick up the ball. Now, this is a pretty ridiculous game, I gotta say. Now, I don't know if this guy's a new player too, or if, like, we're both really good, or we're both really bad. I'm guessing we're both really bad. But regardless, it was a lot of fun to play. Alright, the Beef's going to get some revenge on, he's just smacked him, but he gets to follow up with Frenzy. And he just smacked him again. But he likes knocking him around. It's a good time. Oh, what are we going to do here? Adonai Nolak going at it. Come on, Adonai. Yeah. Punch that. Oh, man. He's still standing with all his bones intact. That's not cool. The Horn. Come on, the Horn. Cause an injury. Damn it. Dwarves are freaking resilient. Who's next? Who is next? Go Face Magoo coming up. Now, I would really enjoy doing this live, but the problem is I don't think I'd be able to really give much good in the way of a commentary while I'm trying to concentrate and play. I mean, this is a tough game. All right. So he moved up and he got the ball. Goatface Magoo has the ball. There are 2 turns left for our team in the half. He throws it. He tried to pass it to Remington Steele out of desperation, but he just couldn't get there in time. Well, I mean, the ball got there, but he was off just a little bit. And now it is the Dwarfs' turn. Again, this has been one crazy first half, ladies and gentlemen. Got my coffee. This guy's trying to go after the Beef. He manages to knock him back. He has Frenzy too, apparently. And he knocks him back. They're having a A little slappy fight match going on there, but no real results. Now the ball is right between a whole bunch of my guys, between a couple of Goatmen and Antonius. He, of course, is trying to move in to crowd it. These two guys are pretty much tied up by the Horn and Horns McCoy, the Horns brothers. Tried to pick it up, missed. It got knocked to Antonius, who also could not pick it up. And this is the Bloodhorns' last turn of the half. Is there any possible way they can pull off a touchdown here? Pluvius Hacksworth picks himself up. Are they going to desperately try for a pass against all odds, or are they just going to be content with smacking the crap out of... Well, looks like they're just going to be content with smacking the crap out of people, trying to cause some injuries and get some player points. All right. Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. At least he's hurt. We call that a victory. And Horns McCoy got the ball. He managed to knock him back. Oh, I see why I did that. It was to free up Horns so he could pick up the ball. So he didn't have anyone covering him. But now that he has the ball, what the hell is he going to do with it? He can't run there on his own. And I don't know if there's anyone within passing range who can run it down the field. I don't think there is. I do not think there is. Oh, and he passes it to Joey Bleetsworth. But that doesn't really seem like it's going to make much of a difference. Now Reggie Snoutberg is about to lay the hurt down on Durack, which he does successfully. But it looks like all that's left for the Bloodhorns this half is just beating the crap out of the rest of the team. And the beef and this guy, will they sell their differences? Yes, they will, with a severe injury. He is badly hurt, no long-term effect, but that shirtless, red-haired, drunken bastard is out of the game. And Adonai adds his 2 cents to Olak here. Sergio Beatface is about to go after this guy, knocks him down. So, looks like the Bloodhorns are just sort of getting it out of their system. The fact that they could not score on their own drive. And the Horn is about to blitz this guy. Felili, whatever. And he knocks him down. Well, pretty much every dwarf is prone on his ass right now. But, and Joey Bleetsworth. Oh, look at that. He is 2 spaces away from the end zone, but it doesn't matter. He can't get there. He can't get there. Oh, poor Joey. Go-Face Magoo has got to be feeling pretty bad about that, about dropping the ball right there. My God. And we wrap up the first half with the Gopher its turn. Lily gets up and decides to charge the Horn back, aided by Algarn, and he hurts him. He is badly injured. Luckily, Troy Huffington is on the sidelines and will be filling in next round for the Horn, who is right there now. And he will remain there for the rest of the game. And that is halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second half of the game. We have 1 casualty. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Joey Huffington's ready to move in. Now we have 2 injuries over here. 1 KO. And this player is back in the game. on the dwarf side. And we enter in setup mode. I might fast forward here a little bit because it's going to take a little while for everyone to line up. Alright. Now I'm doing a defense where every square is covered by a tackle zone. Because I'm going to be kicking off. I don't want anyone sneaking through. And also on defense, you want to keep on the wings here your defenders away from the edge of the pitch so they can't get attacked on the very first turn by the offense. It took me several games before I figured that out. So that way, the only people that they can attack directly are my two big Chaos Warriors and the Beef on the center line of scrimmage, and one other person if they decide to blitz in here. Other than that, all they can do is run up to my guys and get into a position where I can beat them down next turn. Now it looks like he's stacking the left here pretty heavily, so I'm expecting a push on this side. And I'm going to try and kick it over here. You can specify where you want to kick it, but the ball has the possibility of scattering depending on the weather and the skill of your kicker. There's certain skills you can get to minimize the spread. And it's away. And I got lucky and rolled a blitz, which means I get a full turn of defense before the ball even lands. Now that happens maybe once every 3 games. It's very fortunate when you get it. It's very rare when you get it. I am happy with it. And I'm trying to figure out what to do. I don't want to waste it. Alright, so I move Sergio up to get in the faces of these 3 guys. Although that might have been a mistake, again, because then again I just put him right in the line when I said that was a poor idea. I thought about that after I did it too. I didn't know whether that was the right thing to do or not. I'm moving Remington Steele up, and I am blitzing with Joey Bleetsworth. And I push him away. Now, since I blitzed there, I didn't feel too bad afterwards about stacking the line with Sergio and Remington. We'll see where that goes. See if that was a good idea or not. Now, Goatface is getting right up in Olak's face here as the ball is still suspended in the air as if by magic. I love that. Orange McCoy moving in, invading the dwarven side of the pitch. Trying to make life very uncomfortable for him, and Reggie's moving up right behind him. There's that cute little goblin referee. I love him. He's so cute. Now, where will Troy Huffington and Adonai go? I am not certain. Adonai is just going to get in a position where he's not in contact with any of the Dwarven team, which means he has options. He can go where he's needed after the ball lands. And Troy decides that the line on the left here is looking a little dwarf heavy, and he wants to add to it. And I think that's all the moves I got in my blitz. Yep, the ball lands. Well kicked to be inconvenient. I got lucky there. And it is now the go for its turn. What will they do? What will they do? That's a very good question. I'm not certain. He goes for the ball and he gets it. Now, going for the ball and picking up as the first thing you do can be risky, because if you screw it up, then you're done and it's a turnover and you didn't do anything up here. But he did have 2 re-rolls, so if he screwed it up, he could have picked it up or tried again. Okay, and this guy's going to try and blitz Troy Huffington. Ooh, and he knocks Troy down hard. What else we got? Valdrin is moving back to lend some support to Jarland. Now there's a concept in this game called a cage, which is when you... Whoop, hang on a second. Joey Bleetsworth gets pushed back, which is when you put defenders on the four corners of the ball carrier, so you maximize... Oh, Joey Bleetsworth couldn't take the second attack. He goes down. So you maximize the tackle zones around the carrier and make it so to charge in you have to deal with a minimum of 3 tackle zones. So you usually have to attack the corners of the cage. All right, Sergio is feeling the love from Falali, but he just gets pushed back. Again, this is kind of the danger of stacking the line defensively right next to your opponent, because he can just immediately start wailing on you on his offense. I probably shouldn't have done that. But you get a blitz, you kind of want to move your guys. All right, now it is my turn, the Bloodhorns' turn. Troy stands up. Joey stands up. Can't really do anything else, but they're on their feet again, or on their hooves in this case. Antonius is trying to mess up Varen. Come on, Antonius. Yeah, you smack that dwarf around. And he sounds happy about it. The Beef decides to blitz. Oh, and there he goes, right for Fallon. The Beef getting right in his face, leaving the line, leaving the center, going down to directly mess up the ball carrier. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Oh, you almost feel sorry for that little dwarf. Probably 500 pounds of beef staring right down at him. What's he doing up there? He should be right here. That's his job. No, it's not. Getting up in that guy in the ball carrier's face is his job. Horns McCoy comes in from the wings to lend support, with Reggie Snoutberg not far behind. And we get our rerolls back at the beginning of the second half. Sergio Beatface is going at it and just pushing back. Pluvius Hacksworth moves in. And he slowly pushes the line back. The camera angles aren't getting too dizzying. I'm still sort of experimenting with the camera controls. And Adonai moves up. And he had to re-roll a going for it roll, but he's right there now. Putting 2 tackle zones around the ball carrier, whose options seem to be quickly running out. And let's see the Dwarven response. Varen gets up. That's about all he's going to do. Olak blitzes, and he's going after Goatface Magoo. And he knocks him down. No serious damage, but he's out for a turn, and he moves to what he hopes will be a more productive location after that. All right. What is next? Jarlon tries to run for it, and the Beef smacks him down and injures him pretty badly. He'll be out for a couple of rounds. The ball is free. We all love the Beef. Don't we, lads? Don't we? He really is the heart of the team. Reggie Snoutberg is going to give Faldrin a whack, supported by Horns McCoy. Oh, and the Beef. And he is down as well. And the Beef tries to pick up the ball, but can't. Those big hands don't lend themselves toward picking up that ball. And what response do the Dwarves have? Olak runs around, desperately trying to provide some kind of defense, desperately working those stubby little legs to get to the ball. Oof. And this guy, these shirtless, bearded bastards, man, they are tough. He just knocked Troy Huffington right on his ass. And Fallon escapes Adonai. And he tries to pick up the ball, but is unable to, causing a turnover. Back to the Bloodhorns. Reggie and Horns try and gang up on Faldrin. And they send him down for a dirt nap. Adonai blitzes. And charges. Picking up the ball and letting it slip out of his grasp. No one can hang on to the ball in this game, ladies and gentlemen. What a development. Oh. It's funny and it's sad both at the same time. No one can pick up this damn thing. Charlon is up, but it's a very quick turn as Adonai punches him in the back of the head as he tries to get away. Excuse me. And the Beef decides to throw down with Fallon. Smacks him down, leaving the field wide open. Hopefully one of these players will be able to pick it up, and it's Adonai. Adonai has the ball and a clear path to the end zone. On the 12th turn of the match, 4 to go. What will Adonai do? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Run this way. And he does. And he goes for it. He takes a chance. And look at that. He gets the touchdown. The score is 1-0 Bloodhorns. Boy, that would have been very sad. Oh, look at those Chaos cheerleaders. Isn't that special? Wouldn't that have just been something if he rolled a 1 and fell on his ass right at the right on the end zone? But he didn't. He went for it. And the Blood Hooves are up 1 point with 4 turns remaining in the game. And it's going to be pretty challenging for the Dwarven team to come back at this stage. Again, they're not great passers, and they run 4 squares, 6 if they take a chance and go for it. And I'm lining up here for the kickoff again. And away we go. Oh, right to Fallon, who catches it. That is a good omen for the Dwarven team. But can they make it over here in 4 turns? They are on turn 13 now. Algren moves up to get in Joey Bleetsworth's face. Joined by Durak. Where's Fallon going to go? Most likely down this lane. Although, well, yeah, most of his blockers are over here. He would have a much harder time getting around here, and it would take more time. All right, and the shirtless asshole charges Joey, but he blocks. Even though this guy was assisted by 2 other dwarves, Joey was able to fend them off. Balton runs down to provide Fallon with some cover. Olak moves behind the line as well. I'm not sure entirely what they have planned. All right, they're trying to push Polybius on his ass here. And they managed to knock him back. He does not follow up, though. How many dwarves are on the field? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So one's out. So the casualties over here have taken their toll. He's down 1 dwarf. guy's challenging the Beef, but that generally isn't good. Oh, no, it's Bloodhoof's turn. The Beef goes after him, but in a rare display, he gets taken down. Oh, I hate to see the Beef get smacked down like that. He has 2 turns to get it down in the end zone to tie up the game. The game can end in a draw. Alright, they're going after Joey. And they push him down. And we have 4 dwarves on my side of the pitch here. Make it 5. They are planting a flag right here, right next to Remington Steele and Sergio Beatface, who I'm sure are not too happy about this course of events. Jarlin comes in as well. An entire more than half of the Dwarven team is now on the Bloodhoof side of the pitch. But can their stumpy little legs get them where they need to go? Oof. Well, that's a good start. As Remington Steele is just smacked down to the concrete. Well, actually, no, it's not concrete. Some of the fields are concrete. That's just dirt. Dirt's bad enough. And now Sergio is in 2 tackle zones, in between Durac and Karina, whatever. And it's going to be pretty hard to get to this little guy now. I mean, he is right on the sideline with a pretty wide open path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see. He has to make it 11 spaces, which with passing is possible. I mean, he could make it if he just successfully makes a run for it 4 times. All right, the Beef jumps up with a blitz. And who is he going to blitz? He decides not to blitz after all. I guess he's just going to lie there for a little while. I'm sure the sky looks kind of pretty after you've been beaten down by 3 dwarves. Maybe you just want to look at the clouds. All right, we're trying to get in a little preemptive defense here with Goatface and Horns McCoy moving in to try and provide a bit of a wall here. Sergio wants to get some of these dwarves off his ass. He saw what they did to the Beef over here, and he's not happy about it. Come on, Sergio, what are you going to do? Sergio. Come on, the cursor was just on you, and you're not doing anything. That makes me look foolish. Oh, well, whatever. Pluvius moves in. Try and lend some aid. Oh, I think that these guys have guard, which means I believe they can lend their strength to each other defensively, which makes it more difficult to attack. Varen dodges Antonius. I guess the Beef is going to blitz after all. Or not. Or yes. I think I was a little desperate and confused. Oh, and he pushes Olak back, and he gets right in it. Oh, and he smacks him down. Look at that. You do not want to mess with the Beef. He will cut you with those horns. 2 turns left. I should switch from coffee to beer for this. Alright, and Troy manages to zip around, putting Lamley here in 3-4 tackle zones, trying to shut down any possibility of a pass. And Reggie goes for it twice, getting closer, and it is passed over to the Dwarves. It is now 15 out of 16 turns for them. What are they going to do? Tying up the game is so close of a possibility. Jaren moves down to deal with Troy, who's hit the dirt on more than one occasion this game. And he hits it yet again. This opens up a pretty clear lane for Fallon. And he runs down. But he makes a bit of a mistake, I think, by being so close to the edge of the pitch. Tries to rectify that by moving in more dwarves to defend him. Ooh, but he gets knocked down. I'm not sure who knocked him down, but I'm not going to complain. All right. He is well within reach. One successful go for it, and he can get there. He can tie the game up. How will the Bloodhorns respond? Horns McCoy moves up. Getting in behind Jarland. Bluvius tries to lay the smack down. And he does, beating him pretty badly. Horns has a nice tackle zone here. And Go-Face Magoo charges. He charges Fallon. And knocks him out of the pitch where the fans beat the crap out of him. That's why you don't want to get knocked out of the pitch, ladies and gentlemen. And the ball gets hucked back in by angry fans and is hurled over here, essentially removing any hopes of tying up the game from the Go-For-It's. And now the last couple of turns look like they just degenerated into a brawl, with the Beef badly hurting the Algarn, or whatever his name is, and sending him off the field. My word, what a low-scoring affair. Adonai steps up to Varen and knocks him down. And yes, I think you're just going to see an all-out brawl on the field with the ball forgotten for the rest of the game. As even with the longer, more capable legs of the Bloodhorns, I doubt they will be able to drive it all the way down the field. Karen gets knocked down. No lasting harm. Oh, I stand corrected. Reggie goes for the ball and screws it up. We need better goats on this team. Need better goats. Karen picks himself up. Gets in the face of Joey Bleedsworth. Can't really do much else, though. Olak stands up. It's good that you can't attack on the turn you stand up unless you're blitzing. Helps keep momentum going for the team that's really beating some face. Although Durak is going to try and... Oh! And he knocks Ramington Steele out cold. He will effectively be out for the rest of the game, which doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, that KO, oof, he is gone. They're going to try and follow that up on Sergio, conspicuously leaving the Beef alone. And they just managed to push him back. Horns McCoy looks like he's ready to take some more punishment, but he just gets a shove back. And that's about it. One more turn for the Bloodhooves to start, or not to start, to continue beating people up. And just like the Beef did with Olak, you gotta love the Beef. Number 12, you just gotta. Durak's down. What dwarves are left standing? Not many is the answer as Adonai sends that one to the pitch. Once McCoy decides to charge, Jalrond. And just manages to knock him back a space. Nothing special there. But Go Face Magoo did manage to knock him off the pitch, where he is again brutally assaulted by fans. Let's see what their pitch looks like. Yeah. Love to see a good amount of injuries on the opposing team. And Reggie tries to toss to Adonai just for the hell of it. Fails, no surprise there. And at the end of the match, it is the Maine Bloodhorns 1, the Go For It's 0. That was a low-scoring affair. A lot of bruises on both sides. A lot of people getting punched all over the place. And I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed narrating it for you and at one time playing it. You know, let me know if you guys like this. Maybe this can be a thing. But, until next time, folks, take care.